Hey, what's up, people? My name's Jordy, and today I would like to talk about the music industry. I'm not an expert in the music industry by any means, but I certainly love to keep up with it, and I love to keep up with current events and just keep my finger on the pulse of what's happening in the music industry. I would like to talk about the album, the full-length album, as a medium. So the album has always been known as the bread and butter of artists, especially in the golden era of the music industry. Specifically, I want to talk about whether or not I think the album is dead. What are my overall thoughts moving forward with the industry, what the silver lining is, and just the overall direction in which the industry is going as far as the album as a medium. Yes, personally, I think that the album died between 2005, 2010. The rise of Napster in 1999 created a dent in the record industry, and we've reached a point where basically putting out a full-length album, in my opinion, is a bit of a waste of resources. It's widely known throughout the industry, and it's like a generally known fact that artists nowadays, they utilize singles, and it's all about making a really good one song, or making a really good, even an EP. I would make an argument that making an EP, a 30-minute album, basically, is, or otherwise known as an extended play, more worth it than putting out a full-length album. And I really think that putting out a full-length album is a beautiful art within itself as a body of work. If you were to invest your time towards something as a band, probably if you were to invest all your time towards making a full-length EP, you wouldn't be getting the most bang for your buck in terms of resources and the amount of time and effort being put into it. One of the things that inspired this video was listening to the Rolling Stones, this record right here, Tattoo You. This record is a masterpiece, I think. And what's interesting about it is that it came out in 1981, but a lot of the songs were actually written in the 1970s, and they were resurrected for this album. So through production, the label and the Rolling Stones as an organization, they were able to take a bunch of songs that were previously written in the previous decade, and this album came right after Emotional Rescue. And a lot of these songs in this record are from the 1970s. That's why this album has such a classic rock vibe to it. It honestly is one of the best albums of all time, I think. And the people who worked on this record, the producers, the audio engineers, the directors, everybody involved in the production of that and bringing some of these tracks that were written originally in the 70s, they deserve an award for making such a masterpiece of a record. And that's the thing. The members of the band were being called intermittently into the studio to, record vocals over here. The next day, maybe the guitarist would be called in, to record some guitar tracks over there, guitar overdubs over here. The drums, the band members of the Rolling Stones were being called intermittently to complete this album. It's incredible as a product what the organization, the monster that is the Rolling Stones, were able to put out such a great product. An album that is totally worth the $20 or whatever it was worth at the time, whenever it came out. So I think that it's a testament to the golden era of the music industry, an album like that, and it inspired the notion that the album nowadays is kind of dead. And the rise of Napster had a huge part in that. So you may be asking, is there a silver lining to this? What's the new thing? What's positive about this? And there is a silver lining to this. First of all, EPs are bigger than that. So obviously, now with social media on the rise, the contact that the public has with bands, with rock and roll bands, is more intimate than it ever was. We can stay in contact with different bands and different artists that we love in a very intimate way. Yes, the album as an auditory experience, which is what music is, it's a sonic experience, is no longer what it used to be. To be honest with y'all, I think I would rather listen to like, you know, or like enjoy a band and appreciate a band more for like their personalities. Kind of like get to know them, the artists, you know? Like if I could watch like a podcast with a band that I love, you know, that would be a medium that people would probably be more down with, or watch interviews of bands more than listen to their music. And that's just the reality of where we're at right now with social media, with the rise of YouTube and the rise of podcasts. It almost seems like as a medium, the podcast is super well and alive right now. So yeah, there is a silver lining to it, and that's the fact that we can interact with bands in ways that we were not able to back in the day. Maybe it's not the same sonic experience that it used to be, but we can get to know the bands and the artists that we love a little bit better now because of that. Yeah, like if anybody has some thoughts on this, you know, I love talking about this. It's very fascinating. The music industry is a very volatile industry, and it's always changing. So it's good to keep your finger on the pulse of what's going on, because you know, you never know what's the next huge medium going to be, you know? Is it going to be the EP? Is that going to be the next thing? I mean, it kind of already is. Videos, like what's the deal, you know? Is it going to be podcasts with like bands now and shit? So, yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. And if anybody has some thoughts or any information that can add to this video, I would highly appreciate it. I know just as much as y'all know. You know, I try to like keep up with it as much as I can. And you know, I myself as an artist moving forward, I want to be as effective as I can be, you know, personally. Forming a band or being a solo artist, you know, or being whatever it is. So, yeah, those are pretty much my thoughts on this subject. And yeah, if anybody has any questions, feel free to leave a comment, you know, like the video, subscribe if possible. And you guys have an amazing day. Peace out. I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.